The automotive industry has released some cars with colossal price tags throughout each generation. As time passed, some of these cars have only increased in value, with cars such as the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO selling for $51.7 million and the 1955 Mercedes 300 SLR selling for a record-breaking $135 million. In recent years, manufacturers have continued producing some of these extremely limited cars, which have become the most expensive new models in the industry. While classic cars sometimes take decades to reach their current prices, these 10 cars came out of the factory with monumental prices that are only going to go up. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most expensive cars in the world. Now, before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome auto guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now let's cut to the chase. And at 10, Pagani Huayra Imola. MSRP $5.4 million. When it comes to cars that come with the highest levels of performance combined with elegance, Italy has been on top for decades. While many of the key Italian brands are some of the oldest in the industry, Pagani shot straight to the top of the supercar segment when founded in 1992. Ever since the Huayra hypercar was released in 2011, Pagani has produced an extensive range of limited models, all expectedly fetching high price tags. In partnership with Mercedes-AMG, the Pagani Huayra Imola was released limited to just 100 units and costing $5.4 million each. It's the most extreme street-legal Huayra so far, producing 838 horsepower and 811 pound-feet of torque from its AMG 6-litre V12 engine. At 9, Bugatti Divo, MSRP $5.8 million. Another brand that competes in the highest echelon of the hypercar segment is Bugatti, whose reputation for producing the fastest, most powerful cars on the road is one that only a select few competitors can hold up against. In 2018, the show-stopping Bugatti Divo was released with a price tag of $5.8 million. Limited to just 40 units, the Divo is one of the rarest Bugatti models ever made, excluding the one-off cars we've seen over the years. The Divo was sold out almost instantly after Bugatti exclusively offered the hypercar to existing Chiron owners. It came with the power and speed you expected from a Bugatti, producing 1,479 horsepower from its 8-litre W16 and maxing out at a limited 236 miles per hour. Next up at 8, Pagani Huayra Codalunga, MSRP $7.6 million. Moving back to the Pagani Huayra, one of the more recent versions of the hypercar broke cover in 2022, named the Codalunga. While many previous versions of the Huayra were altered versions of the base model and the track-focused Huayra BC, the Codalunga was the first model designed by the Grandi Complazioni Special Projects division as a long-tail variation. With Codalunga translating to long tail, the hypercar is designed to represent historical racing cars from the late 20th century that embodied this design philosophy. The Huayra Codalunga is one of the most limited models in Pagani's history, with just 5 units being produced, priced at $7.6 million. At 7 now, Maybach Exelero, MSRP $8 million. Before officially becoming a sub-brand of Mercedes-Benz, the Maybach brand was already a leader in the ultra-luxury segment of the industry. In 2005, the Maybach Exelero was produced as a one-off high-performance sports car commissioned by Fulda, a sub-brand of Goodyear, to test their new tyre range. While the Maybach Exelero was produced solely for Fulda's tyre test, the car was purchased in 2011 for a whopping $8 million. Under the hood of the Exelero is a potent twin-turbocharged V12, producing 690 horsepower and 752 pound-feet of torque. Inside the Exelero's cabin isn't quite as luxurious as other Maybach models of the time, but it still comes out on top of just about every other luxury sports car. At 6, it's Bugatti Centodieci, MSRP $9 million. Despite the Divo being incredibly rare, Bugatti managed to top its exclusivity just 1 year later in 2019 with the Centodieci. The Centodieci is one of the most important models in recent history, with the supercar celebrating its 110th anniversary. Although it's based on the Chiron mechanically, the 1991 EB110 is the clear design inspiration, which was the fastest car of its time. The Bugatti Centodieci was unveiled in 2019, but deliveries didn't begin until 2022. If you were lucky enough to get your hands on one, you'd have to pay a staggering $9 million. Even if you could afford one, and I certainly can't, there are only 10 models in existence. At 5, it's Rolls-Royce Sweptail, MSRP $13 million. Throughout British automotive history, no brand has the same legacy and heritage in the luxury division as Rolls-Royce. In 2017, the automaker revealed its first model created by the new coach build division, which was created to offer clients a personalised one-off model. The first model was named the Sweptail, which instantly took the coach build marquee to the highest level of automotive luxury. Based on the Phantom Coupe of its time, the design of the Sweptail was inspired by the client's favourite cars from the early 20th century, as well as both classic and modern yachts. The rear end of the car is the highlight of the design, with the roofline curving down into a point, housing the brake light. Overall, the client of the Sweptail spent $13 million for his bespoke Rolls-Royce. Up next at 4, Spyros Panopoulos Chaos, MSRP $14 million. Without question, one of the most extreme cars to feature on this list is a Spyros Panopoulos Chaos. Named an ultra car by manufacturer Spyros Panopoulos, the Chaos is the embodiment of speed, and perhaps its most astonishing feature is that its engine is 3D printed. In terms of performance, the manufacturer claims staggering capabilities of 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1.5 seconds and a top speed of 310 miles per hour, making it potentially the fastest car on the planet. The 3D printed engine is a 4-litre V10 producing 3,065 horsepower, I'll say that again, 3,065 horsepower in the zero-gravity variant, which costs a whopping $14 million. And now at 3, Pagani Zonda HB Barchetta, MSRP $15 million. Despite Huayra being Pagani's flagship model throughout the 2010s, the model that took the brand to all new heights was the Zonda. The Pagani Zonda also saw its fair share of limited versions, but none are quite as special as the Zonda HB Barchetta, which holds a unique place in the company's lineup. Not only was the supercar limited to just 3 units, one of them was reserved for Horacio Pagani's personal collection. Despite the model being unveiled at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance in 2017, the additional 2 models were sold long before at an incredible $15 million each. Powered by a 7.3-litre Mercedes-Benz V12 producing 789 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, the HB Barchetta marked the end of the Pagani Zonda's production run. At 2 now, it's Bugatti La Voiture Noire, MSRP $19 million. While the Veyron and Chiron both received their special one-off models, none managed to top the staggering price tag of the one-off Bugatti La Voiture Noire. The La Voiture Noire isn't based on any new model specifically, but it does take plenty of inspiration from the brand's modern design philosophy. It also pays homage to Jean Bucatti's Type 57 Atlantic, which went missing on a train journey and has been lost for 8 decades. Wonder where that went? When it was created in 2019, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire was the most expensive new car ever made, and a mouthful. Powered by the same 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 that debuted with the Veyron, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire has become one of the most recognisable hypercars in recent history, despite no one knowing who the owner is. However, we do know that it came with a price tag of $19 million, so that might narrow it down a bit. And finally, if you're ready, number 1, Rolls-Royce Droptail, MSRP $30 million. The model that overtook the Bugatti La Voiture Noire to become the most expensive new car ever is the Rolls-Royce Droptail. The Droptail is the latest nameplate to come out of the famed coach build department, limited to just 4 different design variations for 4 different clients. 3 of the Droptails have been revealed to the public, but the 4th won't be shown as per the client's request. When the Sweptail fetched a staggering price, the Droptail models took the Rolls-Royce brand to all new heights. The models cost the client at least $30 million. Moving forward, it's hard to believe that any new car will topple the Droptail's price tag unless Rolls-Royce manage to develop something even more groundbreaking in all departments. And there you have the top 10 most expensive cars in the world. Have you got your breath back yet? And did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic auto guides. $30 million. See you next time.